Hey there guys, so I've been doing a lot of testing of this Beelink mini PC here and I really love it. It has a lot of power for a machine that is essentially pretty much the size of my hand. It is extremely small, but I wanted to try out something different today. I want to try this out in some 1440p games. So we're going to hook this up to my 1440p 144Hz LG monitor and we're going to see just what kind of performance we can actually get out of a machine like this. Now we're going to try a wide variety of different games, but keep in mind that this is a system without a graphics card. You know, we do have two HDMI ports in the back and we do also have a USB-C display port in the front, so we can use the full 144Hz 1440p, but the games that we're going to try are going to be games that are a little bit within reason when it comes to this. So we're not going to be trying anything too super crazy, but I think you will find it surprising. So to start the list off, we're going to go with the easy W here, and it is of course Valorant. We are running Valorant here with the lowest in-game graphics settings, but we are at the full 1440p resolution, and the level of performance that we're getting out of this is pretty incredible. We are well above 100 FPS for our average, and our 1% lows are still above 60, which means that this is a perfectly awesome gaming experience here, and I actually had a blast playing like this. And I was actually surprised that at 1440p, the full resolution, we're actually able to play the game on this mini PC. It really is actually some pretty remarkable levels of performance. You know, when I was a kid, I was actually playing on my first gaming system, my first actual fully dedicated gaming computer. I had an i7-2600 and I was rocking Crossfire Radeon HD 6950 graphics cards. Now, Crossfire was a huge mistake and I really regretted doing that just because it ended up being more of a detriment in a lot of games. Because back then we didn't really measure things in 1% lows, but if you measure the 1% lows of any game running in Crossfire, it's pretty brutal. And back then I was playing at a 900p resolution, and in a lot of games I was not getting this level of performance. So seeing this here on a system without a graphics card is really impressive to me. So this one was the easy dub because, as we know, Valorant pretty much runs really well on a lot of different systems. I have just never tried it out in 1440p on a system without a graphics card, and I'm really impressed here. So we're going to jump over to another game to see how that holds up. And to start things off, we're taking a look at Rainbow Six Siege. Now this is running with a built-in benchmark. We will jump into some gameplay in a bit here, but just going through the built-in benchmark, we are running at the lowest in-game graphics settings, 100% resolution scaling when it comes to the temporal anti-aliasing, but we are using FSR here, and we are using FSR in performance mode. I think 1440p is actually a great resolution for this because you get less of a visual quality impact in comparison to using 1080p with the performance preset. So visually speaking, it actually doesn't look bad at all, and the level of performance that we're getting, at least with the built-in benchmark, is really rock solid. And if we actually jump into an online match here, you can see that the level of performance is actually carrying over perfectly fine here, and the experience was actually really great. And again, another situation where I was blown away that this could actually do 1440p on this mini PC. Now, of course, FSR is doing some work here for sure, but visually speaking, it looks great, and I'm actually able to utilize my 1440p monitor that is an IPS display with 144 Hz perfectly fine on here. So the game looks great on that display and it's performing great. And really, that's pretty much all I could really ask for here. I'm really happy with the results here. And I was kind of expecting things to go downhill from Valorant just because it's one of those things where that was the easy dub. Everything past this is kind of just up in the air for me. And I was blown away to see that this one was actually performing really well. FSR is one of those features that is perfect for 1440p. Now, I wanted to squeeze in another easy W here, which is Left 4 Dead 2 running on here. And the reason being is that I just wanted to talk about what kind of games you could realistically play at 1440p on this system. You aren't going to be playing any modern AAA games or anything like that, so no Metro Exodus at 1440p on here. That should probably be a given, but just thought I should let you know that those are the types of games that aren't going to run at 1440p on here. What really you're going to be looking at is a lot of older titles, especially even older AAA titles. You're actually going to be able to get 1440p out of them. Now, it really depends on the game itself and how it was designed, but in general, you are actually going to be able to do 1440p in a decent amount of games, and especially if you're playing a lot of indie titles and things like that, you're going to be able to do 1440p perfectly fine. And just in general, I was really surprised by the sheer amount of games that you could actually play on here at 1440p. Of course, there are things like League of Legends and stuff like that that pretty much run on anything that you're going to be able to actually get really good performance on. I didn't show any play League of Legends on here. I did actually play one game of it, but I actually ended up running out of disk space. So what ended up happening is that it cut off the recording and it actually ended up just corrupting the file itself. But League of Legends is one of those games where it's such an easy dub that it also just felt like I should just tell you instead of just showing you. But Left 4 Dead, you could see here that we're getting really rock solid performance here. Like, we're not just barely making it here. This isn't just like barely giving us 60 FPS with 1% lows at 30. This is 1% lows that are pretty much at 60, and we're doing high refresh rate gaming here. And that's just really nice to see. I mean, again, we are on a mini PC here with no graphics card. Now, of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Here we have Killing Floor 2, which is another game that I really enjoy just jumping in and playing. Running at 1440p, full resolution. We're not using any kind of upscaling or anything like that. The game itself actually doesn't have anything like that built in. And we're looking at more around a 40 to 50 FPS average with 1% lows that are slightly above in the 30s. So it's still very playable. It's very much a console-like experience, but it's nothing remarkable. But I'm testing out games like these because these are the types of games where you could play these with your friends, and being able to play them at 1440p and you're just hanging out with your friends, you could have a great time like this. These are exactly the types of games that I would realistically play on a system like this. So being able to actually get some really decent levels of performance on something like this is actually really impressive. So while it's nothing remarkable like the other games that we've looked at so far, it is at least more than playable. And of course, if you do use something like Magpie or the lossless scaling tool to get FSR on this, you could actually get some pretty nice levels of performance. I didn't actually do that on here. I will actually be doing a separate video of trying 1440p games with Magpie to see what we can actually get out of it. And this is one of those games that I very much look forward to testing out like that. So subscribe for that. And just to round things off, here we have Overwatch 2 running on the system. Now this is running at the lowest in-game graphics settings, and we are using FSR with 1440p. And of course, the game itself actually doesn't have any presets or anything like that for FSR. So I'm not exactly sure at what exactly it defaults to, or if it fluctuates depending on your resolution or anything like that. But I have to look into that. But in general, the level of performance was pretty fantastic. Most of the time, you're pretty much going to be at an above 60 FPS average. Your 1% lows aren't really dipping that far below that. And in general, you're going to be able to play this perfectly fine. You're going to have an absolute blast on here. And I was actually blown away by this one because the game itself, when it first launched, actually had some pretty frequent performance issues. All of those seem to have been resolved because this game has been performing remarkably well on systems without any graphics card. I mean, I had friends at launch with full dedicated graphics cards having performance issues in this game, constant stuttering and things like that. And I'm glad to see that all of that has been patched and we're now able to actually get some really awesome levels of performance on systems without a graphics card. This is pretty much the most ideal situation when it comes to actually trying to play this game on a system without a graphics card. You know, when you don't have a graphics card, you're kind of just hoping that, well, if I can stay at above 60, I'll be happy. And this is more than comfortably above that. But yeah, this was just a quick look at a bunch of different games that can run on here at 1440p. I didn't run anything super demanding because I don't think any of you guys would be surprised to hear that you can't play Red Dead Redemption 2 at 1440p on this system. It's just one of those things where that should be kind of expected. In general, I was just really impressed with this level of performance, and I had an absolute blast playing a wide variety of different games on here. If you're someone that enjoys playing older titles as well, you're gonna have a really good time on here. I mostly just wanted to do this video just to actually test out what are some of the limits of what this system can do, and I kind of came out of this just more surprised than anything else. Most people really just associate these APUs as just systems that can only game at 1080p or 720p, and in a large amount of games that is the case. But there are some really popular games out there, some of the most played games in the world, that you can run on here at higher than 1080p resolution and have a really fantastic time. Things like Valorant, things like League of Legends, things like Overwatch 2. I mean, these games are extremely popular, played by millions and millions of people, more people than Metro Exodus, and you're able to actually run them on here at 1440p. It's pretty remarkable. So anyways, if you found this video interesting, useful, or entertaining, be sure to subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel, we do have memberships enabled. You can support the channel directly for as little as $1 a month, or if you'd like, you could check out the Amazon affiliate links down below. You could pick up a mini PC like this for yourself and get some pretty remarkable levels of performance. At the price point, it's pretty much the mini PC to get because nothing else really competes with this at this level of performance for the price. There are obviously more powerful Ryzen systems out there, but you're usually looking at spending 2 to 3 times more money. Now, they could be worthwhile. I mean, if we're getting remarkable levels of performance like this on here, imagine if we had RDNA 2. But just know you are going to have to shell out a bit more cash. But anyways, I will catch you guys in the next one.